Folks, Brian Blessing in Las Vegas. Glad to be with you at ATS.io. We're talking about the second leg of the Triple Crown, Preakness 146 at Pimlico this Saturday. And, of course, the big story, Bob Baffert, Medina Spirit. The horse is going to run. Breaks from the 3-hole is the morning line. 9-5 favorite. John Velasquez has the call. Showed great heart, great speed, and grit in the Kentucky Derby. And, of course, the Preakness is shorter at 1 mile and 3/16. Usually you need good position going into that first turn. And there's no reason to think Medina Spirit won't be prominent throughout. Now, among the contenders in the race, Baffert's other horse, Concert Tour, who ran well in the Arkansas Derby, has speed, is 5-2, breaks from the far outside the 10-hole. The one thing that cannot happen is that Baffert's horses get involved in a speed duel. It just makes no sense. So Concert Tour, I do believe, will be able to sit just off the pace and employ a stalking position. So I would think has a real chance to be sitting second into the first turn. I would say France Gold Deina, the number 7, 20-1 Japanese-based horse with Joel Rosario aboard, is kind of a wild card horse in this race that could muddy the waters on the front end. But the bottom line is lesson learned by Medina Spirit. Chased Rock Your World in the Santa Anita Derby and it didn't work out. But when Medina Spirit gets the lead, extremely tough to pass. But does it figure that at the top of the stretch, the battle will be on and a pace duel will ensue? Now, who could come on from off the pace? Midnight Burma was in the Kentucky Derby, and this is another one that's capable of early foot and tactical speed. Didn't break all that well in the Derby. Sustained his run and was more than competitive. A much better break is required. And also, Midnight Burma with Arad Ortiz Jr. could be up front. And this could turn into kind of a crazy pace duel at the top of the stretch. Is there a chance that you would think, oh, the shorter distance? You're thinking Belmont, oh, the longer distance, that's where the closers can make hay. It's not necessarily the case. Sometimes the turn back in distance, and it's all about pace. Because here's what happened. In the Kentucky Derby, they went 46 and change for the half, 111 and change for 6 furlongs in the Derby. So they were moving up front. Now, the Wood Memorial, by everybody's account, was a slow race. But it was a slow race, I believe, because of the pace that was employed in that particular race. I think really take a long, hard look at number 4, Crowded Trade. Javier Castellanos aboard, the number 4, 10-1. This is a Chad Brown runner, as is Risk Taking, the number 9, who was the favorite in the Wood but did not run well. They said it was a heavy track, and he got kicked back in that race. So Risk Taking could turn things around. But it's Crowded Trade is the one I'm looking at. They have some concerns about distance for this horse, who could have run in the Kentucky Derby. Instead, Brown freshened this horse and targeted this particular race at the shorter distance, made a great middle move, looked like it was looming to be a winner in the Wood, hung at the last second, and Bourbonic came flying up and won from off the pace against fractions that were really slow, 50 seconds for the half. Now, could you look at Bourbonic and say, can you flatter Crowded Trade by running against that one? If you watch the Kentucky Derby, he was dead last, but man alive, Carmouche had Bourbonic flying. And I think would have been up there in part of the picture, but got shut off turning for home. So it's hard to draw the parallel because Bourbonic really didn't get to run his race. I think Crowded Trade's been freshened for this run, lightly raced, 3 races, tons of ability here. And I think the fact they targeted this race, and I think the pace battle will, not 50 seconds for the half, this will be again in the 46, 47 range. I think Crowded Trade's going to have some speed to run out, and I think at 10-1 in the morning line, can upset the apple cart here, have to use Medina Spirit, Concert Tour, and I would say Midnight Bourbon underneath, underneath the 3-5-10. So, again, all the buzz, Baffert, in the controversy, but the horses are going to run this race, and it's a monster race, and they get to put on a show for us. But I think we can make a little bit of money here. I think Crowded Trade, the number 4, could be sitting on a big run. from off the pace, just off the pace. It has to break a little bit better in this race, but it's going to have speed to run it. Always fun to be with you here at ATS.io in Las Vegas. I'm Brian Blessing.